everyone, welcome to Kriti Tutorials. Today we are going to take sinking fund from the scratch. राइट बिल्कुल स्टार्टिंग से पढ़ेंगे हम कि उसका फॉर्मूला क्या है, क्या मतलब होता है सिंकिंग फंड का. Along with that, we will be doing the exercise of R.D Sharma also. We will be doing the solution for all the questions given in R.D Sharma. We will be guiding you for the board questions as well, and we will be telling you the step by step marking scheme as well. राइट तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं कि सिंकिंग फंड का मतलब क्या होता है और उसको कैसे कैलकुलेट किया जाता है. सो सिंकिंग फंड क्या है? सिंकिंग फंड है एन्यूटी की तरह. एन्यूटी क्या होता है वो आप सबने पहले 11th में भी पढ़ा है. एक छोटा सा रिकैप ले लेते हैं उसका. सो एन्यूटी क्या होता है कि आप एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट को लिमिटेड पीरियड के लिए एक रेगुलर इंटरवल्स में बैंक में डिपॉजिट कर रहे हैं विद सम कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट. राइट तो आपको बाद में उसका अमाउंट मिलता है. सो इट इज एन एन्यूटी. सिंकिंग फंड इज ऑल्सो लाइक एन एन्यूटी ओनली, but it is created for accumulating money that can be used for paying off a financial obligation at some future pre-decided date. अब इसका क्या मतलब है अगर हम सिंपल वर्ड्स में एक्सप्लेन करें. बेसिकली आप मनी को इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं किसके लिए? एक पर्टिकुलर पर्पस के लिए जो आपको एक लिमिटेड टाइम के बाद चाहिए. सपोज आपने सोचा कि आपको मनी एक्यूमुलेट करना है फॉर चाइल्ड हायर एजुकेशन, ठीक है, जो आपको 10 साल के बाद चाहिए. तो आप क्या करेंगे? आपने सोचा मुझे 10 लाख रुपए लगेगा चाइल्ड की एजुकेशन में आफ्टर 10 years. सो नाउ यू विल सेट असाइड सम मनी at some compound interest so that you can get after 10 years 10 lakh rupees. So that is sinking fund. It is same as annuity, so calculation भी same होगा annuity के जैसे. तो कोई नया फॉर्मूला नहीं पढ़ना है, बस इसको बोलते हैं sinking fund, emergency fund, because we are going to take it for particular purpose at pre-decided date. Suppose आपके पास एक you are in a company, right? You own a company और आपके पास machines हैं. अब आपको पता है कि हमारी मशीन की लाइफ जो है वो 15 साल की है, तो 15 साल के बाद आपको नई मशीन खरीदनी पड़ेगी. सो नाउ यू ऑलरेडी नो, जिससे कि आपको अपने सेविंग्स अकाउंट से कुछ नहीं निकालना पड़े, तो आप अलग से एक फंड क्रिएट करते हैं, दैट इज सिंकिंग फंड, जिससे कि आप उससे मशीन खरीद सके. तो आप पे कोई बर्डन नहीं आएगा, तो आप अभी से उसके लिए प्रिपेयर हैं. सो दैट इज सिंकिंग फंड. राइट सो हाउ टू कैलकुलेट द अमाउंट इन सिंकिंग फंड इफ आई आस्क यू? आप बोलेंगे सेम फॉर्मूला एज वी हैव फॉर एन्यूटी. सो अमाउंट इन सिंकिंग फंड एट एनी टाइम इज द अमाउंट ऑफ द एन्यूटी फॉर्म by the payments. Thus, the amount S in the sinking fund at any time t is given by S is equal to R 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. Now, what is R, what is S, and what is I? So, if I just go, I is what? इंटरेस्ट पर पीरियड. ये हमने परपेचुटी में भी किया था लास्ट रिकॉर्डिंग में, हो आप सबने देखा होगा. सो आई क्या होता है? आर अपॉन 100 अगर हम एनुअली कर रहे हैं. आर क्या है? रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. सो आर अपॉन 200 इज when we are doing it semi annually, r upon 400 when we are doing it quarterly. Right, so I की वैल्यू will depend on the time period कि आप कब पेमेंट्स कर रहे हैं. ईयर में एक बार कर रहे हैं, 2 बार कर रहे हैं, 4 टाइम्स कर रहे हैं. राइट सो व्हाट इज कैपिटल आर नाउ? कैपिटल आर क्या है? आप कितना अमाउंट डिपॉजिट कर रहे हैं. पीरियोडिक डिपॉजिट और पेमेंट. राइट एवरी ईयर सपोज यू आर डिपॉजिटिंग 10,000. So R will be 10,000. Now what is N? N is very important. It is number of periodic deposits. Remember, it is not number of years, it is number of periodic deposits. That is, आप कितनी बार पेमेंट कर रहे हैं. अगर आप ईयरली करेंगे 10 ईयर्स के लिए, सपोज लेट्स टेक एन एग्जाम्पल, तो अगर आपका 10 ईयर्स है और आप ईयर में एक ही बार कर रहे हैं, सो N will be 10. बट अगर आप ईयर में 2 बार कर रहे हैं, दैट इज सेमी एनुअली, देन एन विल बी टेकन एज 20. इफ यू आर डूइंग इट क्वार्टरली फॉर 10 years, then it will be taken as 40. So that is why n is important. N is not years, n is periodic deposits or payments. Right? So हमारे पास s क्या है अभी लास्ट में? अमाउंट. राइट लास्ट में हमारा पूरा सम एक्यूमुलेट होके कितना बन जाएगा अगर हम इतना डिपॉजिट करेंगे इस रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे. सो दैट इज योर एस. सो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल फॉर्मूला, सेम एज annuity, same as compound interest, same as the sum of GP, right? So same derivation almost we have as we had done for perpetuity. The only thing is there we were dividing by 1 plus I, and here we are multiplying because we are going to receive. Correct? So that is what it is. Clear to all? Now let's move on to the next. तो चलिए अभी हम आगे का फॉर्मूला डिस्कस करते हैं. नाउ द फॉर्मूला इज द सेम फॉर्मूला, बट अगर हमें आर निकालना है, एस हमें दिया हुआ है, आई हमें दिया हुआ है. एज आई टोल्ड यू कि अगर आपको ये पता है कि आपको 10 साल के बाद 10 लाख रुपीज चाहिए, ठीक है, तो आपको ये भी पता है कि आपको कितना इंटरेस्ट मिलने वाला है, देन हाउ मच अमाउंट यू शुड कीप असाइड एवरी ईयर और सेमी एनुअली और क्वार्टरली. तो अगर हमें आर कैलकुलेट करना है देन वी कैन यूज दिस फॉर्मूला. अदरवाइज जो फॉर्मूला हमने पहले किया था आप उसी को यूज कर सकते हैं. जैसे s इज इक्वल टू आर 1 प्लस आई रेज टू एन माइनस 1 अपॉन आई. इसी में आप r को सिर्फ ब्लैंक छोड़ दीजिए, बाकी आप वैल्यूज पुट कर दीजिए. अदरवाइज यू कैन यूज दिस फॉर्मूला. दोनों फॉर्मूले सेम है बट हमने सिर्फ टर्म्स को रीअरेंज किया है. एक बार चलिए देखते हैं. जैसे r हमारे पास निकालना है तो हमें s गिवन है. r इज 1 प्लस आई रेज टू एन माइनस 1 अपॉन आई. चलिए रीअरेंज करते हैं टर्म्स को, तो हमें क्या मिलेगा, आई एस करेक्ट इज इक्वल टू आर 1 प्लस आई रेज टू एन माइनस 1. सो आर का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा, आई एस 1 प्लस आई रेज टू एन माइनस 1. तो देखिए सेम फॉर्मूला आ गया जो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. सो देयर इज नो चेंज इन द फॉर्मूला. तो सिंकिंग फंड बहुत इजी टॉपिक है जो सिर्फ एक ही फॉर्मूले पे बेस्ड है, और वो फॉर्मूला ऑलरेडी आपने 11th में भी पढ़ा है, एन्यूटी में पढ़ा है. राइट? सो इट्स द सेम फॉर्मूला, कुछ नया फॉर्मूला नहीं है. करेक्ट? नाउ व्हाट इज दिस सिंबल स्टैंड्स फॉर? राइट? दिस इज sinking fund का symbol. Here also I and N means the same thing. N is number of periodic payments and I is rate of interest, right? That is R by 100 or R by 200 or R by 400 or R by 1200. Now ये जो S की sinking fund की जो वैल्यू है, ये किस टर्म की वैल्यू है पूरी? ये पूरी वैल्यू होती है आपके पास फुल एक्सप्रेशन की. दैट इज 1 प्लस आई रेज टू एन माइनस 1 अपॉन आई. इस पूरे एक्सप्रेशन की वैल्यू हमारे पास ये होती है. इसके लिए टेबल्स आती हैं या फिर डायरेक्ट वैल्यू अगर दी हुई है तो आप डायरेक्टली उसको यूज कर सकते हैं, तो क्वेश्चन और इजी हो जाता है कैलकुलेशंस में. राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट इट इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग. राइट? तो कुछ नया टर्म नहीं है, इट इज द सेम थिंग. सो वी कैन कैलकुलेट सिंकिंग फंड इजीली. चलिए फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन से स्टार्ट करते हैं. नाउ लेट्स रीड द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट. हाउ मच मनी मस्ट बी सेट असाइड ईच ईयर so as to replace a machine that will cost rupees 15,000 after 8 years, or rate of interest being 12% per annum compounded annually. So अभी हमें कितने पैसे चाहिए 8 years के बाद? 15,000 रुपीज हमें चाहिए आफ्टर 8 years, और आर कितना है हमारा 12%. ठीक है, तो हमें क्या निकालना है, हाउ मच मनी शुड बी सेट असाइड ईच ईयर. तो इसका मतलब हमें क्या निकालना है, हमें आर निकालना है, कितना मनी हमें एवरी ईयर रखना है, सो दैट वी कैन गेट टोटल अमाउंट एज 15,000. सो 15,000 इज S. And your N will be what? N, because we are going to make the payment every year, each year. Right? So what is 12? 12% is R. So what will be your I? I will be R by 100. That is 12 upon 100. That is 0.12. That will be your I. Now this value is very important. Right? अभी इससे आपकी कैलकुलेशंस बहुत इजी हो जाती हैं. कुछ आपको लॉग यूज नहीं करना है, कोई टेबल यूज नहीं करना है, यू कैन डायरेक्टली यूज. बोर्ड में भी ये सारी वैल्यूज दी होती है. क्लियर? लास्ट 2 years से वी आर गेटिंग द वैल्यूज इन द बोर्ड पेपर. राइट? सो यू डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. तो आपकी कैलकुलेशंस बहुत ईजी हो जाती हैं. ये वैल्यू किस चीज की है देखिए. अभी आपको 1 प्लस आई रेज टू एन अगर कैलकुलेट करना है तो आप कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे, 1 प्लस 0.2 रेज टू 8. ठीक है, 1.12 रेज टू 8, और ये वैल्यू ऑलरेडी आपको गिवन है 2.4759। तो आपको लॉग यूज नहीं करना पड़ेगा, करेक्ट, कोई आपको टेबल नहीं देखना है, आपको डायरेक्टली इसको यूज करना है। चलिए आर कैलकुलेट करते हैं। तो एस क्या होता है, आर 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. S is given how much? 15,000. R we have to calculate. 1 plus I raised to n already हमने निकाला है. 1 plus 1, 1.12 raised to 8 minus 1 upon. Now what is I? 12 by 100. Now let's rearrange the terms and find the value. So 15,000 into 12 upon 100 into 2.4759 minus 1. That will be the value of R. Now let's calculate. R is, let's make the simplified note. So 150 into 12, correct? So what will it be? 180 into 10, right? So 1.4759. If I remove the decimal and put 4 zeros here, right? Now I have to do the division. Now division you can do in your fair also. No need to make it in rough, because when you do the division in fair, it helps you to recheck your answer. Remember that, right? So now, and sometimes what happens, if you are doing the division and it is incorrect after 2 3 steps, you will get the marks for that also. Only half mark will be deducted in that case, right? So let's do the division. 1800 and we get 4 zeros, right, with 14759. Okay, now let's do it. So first that we will take will be 18,000. So 1 se jayega 14759, 1423, then one more zero down, 32410, right? So it will go with 2, correct? So 2 nines are 18, 10, 5, 9 and 2, right? Let's divide it again. Do the subtraction first. So 2, 9, let's make it more clearer. Okay, let's me write it here. Okay, 2, 9, then we get 8, and we get 2, right? And again the 1 0 down. So again if we check, 29518 is greater than 28920. So again it will come to 1, which will be 14759. So write 1, then we have 6 here, then we have 1 here, then we have 4 here, and here we have 1. So now it will go with 9. We put the one more 0 here, right? One more 0 down. Correct? Now again if we do it with 9, what we will get? 9 nines are 1, 8, 5, 6, borrow, right? So we get here 2, and then here we get 4, right? Again we can subtract and so on. So now no 0 is left, so we'll have to put the decimal for subtraction. Now you can give this answer to 2 places of decimal, it is sufficient. Okay, now let me do it. So 14759, let's make it again. Let's do the division. So we will get 9, here we get 7, here we get again 9, here we get 8, here we get 0. So 8 9 7 4 9, and we again put the 0. So we get 5 here, right? And so on. So what will be our answer? R will be what? R will be 1219.5 rupees. And if you want to make it to the decimal, as we know the difference is this, we can make it to 9. Okay, so this is how do we make it, right? So you have to be very clear with division. So do the division properly so that you can easily check the answer again. No need to do it in rough work. Okay, and definitely you will get the marks if your division is incorrect at the last step. It will help the examiner also to check your answer properly, right? Take the proper space. No need to do it in rough. Okay, now let's move on to the next. Now, for his son's education, a man sets aside rupees 4,000 at the end of every year for 8 years. If the rate of interest is 15% per annum, what is the value of this sinking fund? What is the value of this sinking fund means they are talking about the total amount. So we have to find S. Here S is missing. What is 4,000? 4,000 is R. That is the amount that he is going to pay every year. Okay, for 8 years. So what is your 8? 8 will be your N. Clear? 8 will be your n. And what is your r? R is 15. So now what will be I? Will be r upon 100 because he is going to make the payment at the end of every year. So right? So now what you have? 15 upon 100. That comes out to be 0.15. So if I simply ask you what will be the value of 1 plus I raised to n? So 1 plus 0.5 raised to 8. So that is 1.15 raised to 8. So this value is already given to you here. So this will be what? 3.05900. So just see how easy your calculations will be because this value is already given to you. Now let's do it. S is equal to R, 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. Now what's your R? R is given to you as 4000. 1 plus I raised to n already we have written here. Okay, what is I? I is 15 upon 100. Let's put it in the fractions only so that our calculations will be easier. Okay, now let's make it 4000 into 100 into 2.05900 after subtraction upon 15. Right? So this is what you are getting. Now if we remove the decimal, already 5 places here, so all 5 will come. Now if we can multiply 0, 0, 4 nines are 36, 3, 23, 8. Now we have to divide this by 15, right? So do not hesitate in doing all this. If you do the substitution properly, if you find R and everything and write the formula, definitely you will get the marks for the step. It's always easy to score marks in these questions, right? And every year in boards we are getting these questions every year, remember, right? So now if we divide it, what will you get? Again you can do the division properly. 823,600. Okay, and 15 is a small number, all of you know the table also, so you can make it very fast also, right? So what we will get? 575, 733, so we make it to 60. 13 6, we make it to 9. So 135, we make it to 10, right? 10 is not divisible, we'll put down another 0. So we make it to 6, that is 90. Now it's 10, now there is no other digits to be forward. So we will make it to decimal, correct? Now again we come to 6 and it goes on, correct? So what will be your answer? 54906.66 rupees or 67 rupees. So it's always good to do this. Remember, in boards we always have the marks for the formula, always. If it is going to come for 3 mark, 4 mark, then 1 mark formula can carry. So don't worry about that. Step marking nahi hai. Always we have step marking. We have marks for calculating I, we have marks for calculating N if it is semi annually or quarterly, right? So always do it step by step. It will not take much time. Only the division part takes a little bit time. So there you can show the working also so that you can get the marks in that also, right? Clear to all this question? Now let's move on to the next. Now a person has set up a sinking fund in order to have rupees 20,000 in 10 years for his children's college education. How much should he set aside each quarter into an account paying 6% compounded quarterly? Now there is given 20,000 rupees. So what is 20,000 rupees? 20,000 is your S here because he wants in total 20,000 rupees. And what is your time? Time is N, right? But N will not be taken as 10 year. Can you tell me why? Because he is going to make the payments for quarterly. So what will be N here? N will be taken as 40. So N is not 10 years, though it is written there 10, but N will be taken as 40 because it's given here quarter. So in 1 year, how many installments he will have to pay? 4. So that is why 10 into 4, 40 installments he is going to pay. Now, same way, what will be taken? I will be taken as 6 upon 400, right? Though this is R, but it is compounded quarterly. So 6 upon 400 will be the I value. Now, let's calculate it. So, what will you get? 3 upon 200. So, 3 upon 200 will give you what? 1.5 upon 100. That makes it 0.015. Okay. Now, 1 plus I raised to n will be what? 1 plus 0.15 raised to 40. And this value is already given to you. Let's put the decimal here. 1.015 raised to 40 is already given to you. So this value is what? 1.8140. 1.8140. So right, this makes your calculation very easy. Correct? So now let's put the value. So we have to find what? We have to find R here in this question. Now let's find the R. So S is R, 1 plus I. See, we are using the same formula in all the questions, right? So all the questions are based on same formula in sinking fund. N, you have to calculate properly. I, you have to calculate, and 1 plus I raised to n is already given to you. Correct? Now let's take it. So what is S? 20,000 he wants. R, we have to calculate 1.015 raised to 40 minus 1 upon, we get here 6 upon 400. Okay, we are keeping in fractions so that it's easier. Sometimes decimals are tough for you, all right? So let's move it. So 20,000 into 6 by 400 into 1.015 raised to 40 is already given to you. So we subtract 1 from it, we get 0.8140. So that will be the value for R. Now let's do the calculations. Let's divide it by 4. So we get 50 here. So what will you get? 300 upon 0.8140. And if you remove this, you get 4 zeros here, right? And we remove 1. So we get 3 lakh divided by 814. That's also a simple division for you. Now let's do it. Correct? So we have to divide it by 814. Okay, so now if we divide it, we have to start from 3000, right? So what we will get, 8 fours are is 34 to 2, then we have to divide it by 3. So let's take it for 3. 3 fours are 12 and 1, and here we get 24. Correct? Now 8, 5, 5. Correct? Now again 1 0 down. So now if we again move it with 6, so 6 fours are 24, 2 and 48. So what will you get now? 6. If we subtract, here we get 9, here we get 6, and again 1 0 down. Now we can do it with 8. So what will you get? 8 4, now 3, then again 1. Okay, so now again if we subtract, we get 8, we get 4, get 4. Now we have to put the decimal here, right? So this is how it goes on. We divide it by 5 and so on. Correct? 0 to 40. Correct? So what do we get here? R will be taken as 368.5 rupees, right? Till 2 places is more than enough, right? So you can simply show the division, simply substitute the values, no worries. Just check everyone, is it clear to all? Okay, shall we move to the next? Okay. Now, a machine cost rupees 98,000. Now, this type of questions are very important for boards again. Now, here, what's given to you that a machine is going to cost him rupees 98,000 and its effective life is estimated to be 12 years. 12 years means after 12 years, this machine has to be sold off, and definitely he is going to purchase a machine of rupees 98,000. Now, scrap value of the existing machine is rupees 3,000. That is, after 12 years, if he is going to send the present machine, he is going to get rupees 3,000 back on selling it out. What should be the retained out of profits at the end of each year to accumulate at compound interest of 5% per annum for depreciation, so that a new machine can be purchased at the same price after 12 years. Now he is going to accumulate some money for purchasing a new machine. Now here how to calculate S, that's important because he is going to get a scrap value also of rupees 3,000 और machine का cost कितना दिया है 98,000. So your S will be what? The value of the machine and the money that he is going to earn from the scrap value, that is 3,000. So your S will be 95,000, not 98,000, because scrap value will be subtracted from it. Now what is your time given to you? Time frame is 12 years because he is going to retain some money out of the profits at the end of each year, right? So one installment every year he is going to pay. Now what is your I? I will be 5 by 100, which comes out to be 0.05. What will be 1 plus I raised to n? 1 plus 0.05 raised to 12. That will be 1.05 raised to 12. The value given to you is 1.7958. Right? And remember one more thing, students, the digits, suppose they have given you the value for 1.05 raised to 12 as 1.7958, you will not round it off. You have to use till 4 places of decimals. That's a very important thing, because if you reduce the decimals, you round it off, your answer will not be the same as given in the answer key, right, as given by the board. So in boards, remember, whatever value they give you till whatever places of decimal, you have to use the same. Clear to all? Now let's move on. So what is missing here? R. That is the amount that he has to keep aside every year. Okay. So now let's substitute the value. So S will be 95,000. R is to be calculated. And here we have 1.05 raised to 12 minus 1 upon 5 by 100. So if we do the calculation, 95,000 into 5 by 100, and 1.7958 minus 1 will be 0.7958, right? And that will be your R. Now let's do the calculation on a simple note. So now we get 505,247 and upon 0.7958. And if we remove, we get 4 zeros. That will be your R. Correct? Now we have to do the long division and get the answer. Let me do this question on the calculator just to make it on a faster note, because now I think you all are clear with the long division and everything. So you can do the long division here also. Correct? 97958. That is what you are going to get. Clear? Now let me do it. 4750000 into 7958 dividing, right? So now if I start it, I'm getting 5968.83 rupees. Okay, so this is the amount that he has to set aside from the profit to accumulate rupees 95,000 at 5% per annum in 12 years, so that he can purchase a new machine without any transactions from his saving accounts. Okay, so you don't have to take anything out from the savings account. He can just manage it from the sinking fund. Clear to all? Now let's move on to the next. So this was the question which was based on scrap value. Very, very important for board exam. Now, let's move on to the next. Now, to save for child's education, a family decides to invest rupees 3,000 at the end of each 6-month period in a fund paying 8% per year compounded semi-annually. Find the amount of the investment at the end of 18 years. So this is important again. Now it's a different question because it is semi-annually. Semi-annually means now you are going to pay the amount 2 times in a year. So what will be your I? Your I will be R by 200. That's the first thing that you have to note out. What is your R? 8. So 8 by 200. Right? So what will you get? Point 0.04. Now what will be the value of 1 plus I raised to n? 1 plus 0.04 raised to now. Time frame is 18 years. You are going to pay 2 times in a year. So how many installments you are going to pay? So n will be what? 18 into 2, that is 36 installments. So here n will be 36. Now this value is already given to you, 1.04 raised to 36. You can always get a hint from the given value also, students. That's just a trick to see, right? 36 है, so n has to be 36. Now 4.1039, right? Now let's do it. But you have to show in your working all this. Now let's move in. So he has decided to invest rupees 3,000 at the end of each 6 months. So R is given to you, and now we have to find the amount of investment at the end of 18 years. That is total how much he is going to receive at the end of 18 years. So S we have to find. R is given to you. I is also given to you, N is also given to you. Let's substitute the value simply and calculate. 4.1039 minus 1 upon 4 by 100. So 3000 into 100 upon 4, and if you subtract it, 3.1039. Okay, so now let's calculate it. 4 decimals can be removed if we remove this. So we have to multiply it by 3. So 3 nines are 27, 2 forward, then we get 3, 3 threes are 9, and 1 0. That is to be divided by 4. That's a simple question again. So if I have to divide, you can do it 2, 1, 13, and then 3, sorry, then 1 again. So 2, 7, then again 9, then again you forward it, and 2, then 5, and then 0. So this will be the answer. So this is your S going on. So he is going to receive these many rupees, right? So that is 2,32,792.5 rupees if he is going to invest rupees 3,000 at the end of each 6-month period in a fund paying 8% interest. And in how much time? 18 years, right? So this is how do we calculate the questions of sinking fund in a very simple way, just one formula to be remembered, right? We'll be taking rest of the questions, students, in the next part. I hope you all have understood it. So please like, share, and subscribe if you have understood everything. Okay, thank